What is up, everybody? Oh my god, we're here on a Sunday. Who would have ever fucking thought?
Yeah,
Oh
what's
yeah, that's
going
right.
on?
There was a pay-per-view last night, so we got a lot to talk about. Joined once again for the third
That's
show in a
right.
row.
Rack it up.
We're building the streak up for him. We got Dylan bringing the ratings, Racha.
You already know. What up, what up?
As always, your host, King Smoke, is what it is. So, we're going to jump right into this Money in the Bank review because, my god, there is a lot to cover here.
Lots to talk about.
So we're going to start off easy and talk about the one thing no one really cared about going into this pay-per-view. And that is Bianca defeating Carmella for the Raw Women's Championship. Woo, ho. Hey. Did anyone not see this coming?
No. The only surprise to me with this match was the ending after the match. And I'm like, are they going to do what I think they're going to do? But it was just a weird phase. I don't know. Your thoughts on that, where Carmella attacked after the match? Was that
I
just
don't
a
see the
tease?
point. I think that may just be Carmella being Carmella. Being a spoiled princess
Yeah,
of
right.
Staten Island. I don't see any future for this feud. I'm sorry.
No.
And I'm not knocking Carmella's talent at all. But the problem is WWE spent the last 2 years booking her either in a tag team title reign that no one gave a shit about, or chasing a 24/7 title that no one gave a shit about. Yep. So she's been in mediocre ass shit that people tend to forget she was ever SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yep.
Like she's been a
Money in the Bank.
She's a 2-time Money in the Bank winner, a former SmackDown Women's Champion. Like she's world champion material.
Oh, of course.
But no one gives a shit anymore.
And to be fair, we've seen this entire storyline already. Like, we've seen this matchup. We've seen, like, there's nowhere for this story to continue to.
Yeah, and Carmella was the last-minute addition just because Rhea was hurt.
Exactly.
Like, it's like, what am I supposed to buy into this? I don't. Like, so Bianca beat Carmella. This is just, whoa,
nothing special.
One for one in the predictions. I'm pretty sure this is the only one I got two right. But
yeah.
Next up, the first one I got wrong. Bobby Lashley defeated Theory for the U.S. Championship. How long was Theory's reign? Have count because it has not been that long.
It wasn't that long. I'll say it was a good reign, but it wasn't like it was that long. He got it right after Mania?
Yeah, I think it was like a week or two after Mania.
Yeah, so I mean, let's say 3 months. Less, not even.
Yeah,
he didn't defend it all that much, but I mean, he was entertaining every time he was on TV.
He will continue to be entertaining every time he's on TV. Unfortunately, I feel like with Lashley.
Yeah, that was a weird spot. I mean, the only thing I can think they're trying to do is give us Bobby versus Gunther at Survivor Series.
I'd be all right
potential banger for a little Summit meetup. But I mean, I don't know who Bobby goes to face on after this, defending the title. My biggest blemish with this match is how Theory tapped. I thought that was a bad move. Have him lose to the spear. Get pinned 1, 2, 3. I didn't like the tap out for Theory. You've built him very well. He's the face, and we're working on stuff for Theory, but tapping out there, I did not like that.
No, not at all. I'm the same way. Like you're trying to build a new star. You've been doing a great job of building a new star, which is something you cannot say about WWE that often.
Nope.
Not anymore. They used to build new stars out the wazoo. It made it look like a jump chain, but
right out the factory. But
here lately, they cannot build a new star to save their fucking life. And here you are actually doing something right with Theory, and then you have him tap out. I understand Bobby's main finish now is the Hurt Lock, but
it was a quick tap out too. He put him in there, he wiggled him for like a second, and he was already tapping out.
And even if you want to have the finish with the Hurt Lock, have Theory pass out.
Yeah, pass out. Have him.
Don't have him quit.
Stronger.
Like a pass out submission looks stronger than a tap out submission.
Yeah.
Like that's just a simple fact of the matter. Oh look, Somebody's joining us from a hospital in Texas.
No shot.
Fuck. Hey.
I don't know what he's doing, so he's going to sit back there for a minute.
He's still on the med.
So
I mean, I like Bobby Lashley and all, and I think him as champions, like, it's good for Raw, but we'll see.
I mean,
We'll
hopefully there's good feuds going forward.
Yeah.
For love of God, don't give me Finn from Judgment Day versus Bobby Lashley.
Already seen it play out. Yeah, Finn needs Judgment Day needs help, I should say, but we'll see.
Well, hopefully, because that's the other thing we got to talk about. That promo.
Yeah, there's
that mysterious promo.
That's that vignette.
Mm-hmm.
No,
so,
I think are we gonna talk about it? Or are we gonna?
Yeah, I was about to say because I don't have a banner set up for it, but yeah, let's take a minute and talk about that promo. So in case you missed it, WWE aired a very mysterious vignette yesterday. It had a very dark, ominous feel to it. Dylan, who do you think it is?
I'll tell you, at the moment of watching it, I popped thinking it was Bray Wyatt. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like those boots, I'm like, they look a little familiar. But I've rewatched it since, and I've paid attention to detail, and I think it would make more sense if it's Edge. That's personally my opinion, who I think it is. I mean, it would be too good for WWE to actually have Bray Wyatt back. So Edge, is definitely going to be at SummerSlam. He's not actually hurt. I don't know what kind of character they're looking to build with him. They're trying to keep this darker feel. Maybe he keeps the heel gimmick and makes his own faction again, but I don't know. Your thoughts on him?
Honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like when I first saw him, like, oh my god, is this a Wyatt promo because of the Ravens and all? But
yeah,
some eagle-eyed fans have picked up. There are very key indicators in the promo on who this may be. You have Jeff Hardy's armbands.
Yep.
Bubba Ray Dudley's glasses.
Yep, I saw those.
A Latino Heat license plate. Bray Wyatt did not feud.
Yeah, he had nothing to do
with Eddie Guerrero.
That was a very Bray Wyatt thing to do. If you do think back to Bray, he would collect.
So wild card prediction. Edge comes back with Bray Wyatt to face against the Judgment Day.
You do that, and WWE's in good graces for me. That would be even better than Damian Priest for a Judgment Day faction. Him and Bray would be sick.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that. Now, that's probably getting my hopes up.
Yeah, that's wishful thinking.
But I'm telling you, in that promo, there was too much Bray and also too much Edge for it to be one or the other. So,
if this was like a 5 years ago type thing, maybe even a little longer, my head was immediately like, this is The Undertaker.
Yeah.
That felt very Undertaker-like. And for that, I was like, well, it's obviously not The Undertaker. He's done. They wouldn't bring him back for SummerSlam, if anything. I'm like, this, would then lead to Bray. But you rewatch it and you pay, like you said, the close attention to details. It kind of thinks the only man they could have that would come back for this would be Edge. He's had those moments with them. So that's my pick. I mean, that's the easy pick. I like what you said, though. Him and Bray as a team, I could get on board with that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it will be Edge. I'm holding out hope that it'll be Edge and Bray.
Yep.
So, moving along to the next match. Now here's where things are going to get interesting because there are some opinions on what's happened after these two matches. Liv Morgan was your Miss Money in the Bank. We'll get into that in a minute.
I'll say that was the only good part of this ladder match.
Yeah, the match was really sloppy.
It was awful. I lost count how many botches I saw in the first 4 minutes. It was ridiculous. They all just seemed lost, and there was no working together amongst them. And it just, thankfully, Liv won because a bad finish would have definitely ruined everything about this. But shout out to Liv. I'm really happy she won.
Yeah, same here. It's one of them things where, like, I said Friday night, I think the obvious pick is Becky Lynch. I would rather Liv win, and it did make me happy to see Liv win, even if it meant I'm now fucking 1-2. Uh, I'm all right with that, because Liv is someone who's deserved a solid chance at that title for a very long time now, and I hope. And I was as soon as she did, I said, "Give her a successful cash in. Do not do her dirty."
I was praying. They made that comment before the match started. They're like, the women's Money in the Bank has never failed to cash in. I'm like, oh, are they really trying to do this right now? Are they going to glitch whoever gets it?
Yeah, I'm just like, don't you fucking do it. Don't you make
Like,
her the
that would
first one to
be,
lose.
yeah, I was going to say that would be it. They would ruin her career for the rest of.
Do you want to piss off everybody who's a Liv
Oh,
Morgan
do you
fan?
know how
That would have been how
mad
you
people
did it.
would be? Yeah. Yes, I mean, there's a
So,
lot of Liv Morgan fans out there.
There's a lot. She's very over for someone
Yep.
who's never held a women's title. Like, she's very over. She has
Very
been for
over.
a while now.
Yeah.
So, Liv Morgan was your Miss Money in the Bank. Again, we will touch on that here in just a moment. Then we have Ronda Rousey defeating Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I do gotta say, did not care for this match whatsoever. It came on at the bad part of the show too. If you go by the order of matches, it was after the Usos and Street Profits, which I know we'll get to. But I mean, Ronda Rousey, I think could have. I know why she didn't go earlier in the show, but I thought the crowd would have appreciated that more in a better spot. Second to last.
Yeah, following that tag team match was.
Oh, that tag team match.
Like, that's just rough. Like, the tag team match, we'll touch on that here in a few as well. That was easily match of the night.
Easily. No,
Good,
that's really tough.
That's
tough for a WWE thing to do.
Considering it's just a tag team match, it wasn't like any stipulation or anything. Honestly, for me, that match so far has been a solid contender for match of the year. May not win it,
I would
it's
totally
a contender.
Agree. If you had to put in the category and you had to list out, that's in the category.
Yeah, you have to put that match in.
Yep.
So, and then after Ronda defeated Natalya, Liv Morgan cashes in and beats Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Finally a champion in the WWE.
I couldn't believe it. And I asked the question on Friday. I said, will we see a cash-in at Money in the Bank? There you go.
You did. You called it.
We did.
And you know what's really funny? So, look, I'm going to be honest. I actually ended up watching Money in the Bank back last night, which is why I woke up so late this morning. Because I was like, I'm not watching. I don't care. Eli sent in our group chat, Morgan cashes in. I'm like, what? And I immediately turned on Peacock and flipped on, and I see Morgan holding the title. I'm like, they fucking did
it. You play it back. I'll tell you my immediate reactions during the match. She cashed in. I'm hyped because I'm like, finally, this is it. And remember what we heard earlier in the night. There's never been a failed cash-in for the women. Mm-hmm. Immediately she charges and Ronda puts her in the ankle lock. And I'm like, no shot. There's no shot they just did this. Thankfully, she rolled her up out of it and got the 3 count. But I'll tell you, I had a heart attack watching her put her in the ankle lock.
Yeah, I had to go back and watch. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to watch the rest of this pay-per-view. I'm going to go back and watch the first, half of it.
Yep.
And when I was watching it back, I'm like, oh, my God. They almost did her real dirty, didn't they?
They almost absolutely ruined her, is what they almost did. But here we go. She's the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Look at this. WWE making good moves.
That was a great move.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Liv Morgan finally holding gold in the WWE, something we've all been waiting for. So, shout out to Liv Morgan. Thank you, WWE, whoever produced that match, whoever wrote the creative for that match. Thank you for finally giving us what we've been asking for so damn long.
I mean, I wonder if now that Stephanie's in charge, she finally pulled the trigger on this.
Good. If this was Stephanie's decision, then I hope Vince never comes back.
Yep. I wonder if this was the original plan or if in the last few weeks things changed because of different leadership. I don't know. We'll have to hear and wait for sources to come out about that. But I'm happy with the result of that.
Me as well. So then we have the tag team match of the fucking night. The Usos defeat the Street Profits for the tag team titles. My God, what a fucking match.
There was times where I thought this match was over much earlier than it ended. On both sides, I couldn't believe those kickouts that were happening. And I mean, it wasn't just like all, the other guy breaks up the pin. Kickouts of like, they did like the elevated Dungeon of Doom type of kicks out. Oh my goodness. Awesome match.
Yeah. And also, can we take a moment and talk about Montez Ford? Is it just me, or did he look 10 times more jacked than normal?
Pat McAfee was singing his praises, and I couldn't agree more. My goodness, he looked jacked, and I was like, "Damn." Montez's diet.
Montez went to the gym and treated that bench press like he does the ropes when he gets fired up. Just, like,
I know I haven't been watching Raw and SmackDown religiously, but my God, he looked huge. And also a shout out to Angelo Dawkins. Everybody talks about Montez outshining him every day of the night, but Dawkins had a amazing performance, and anybody who says elsewise is lying. Shout out to Dawkins in that match.
After this match, I could 100% see the Street Profits be the ones to take the tag titles from the Usos.
Yeah, they have to be.
They have officially become the top pick to be the ones to take it.
And I loved that controversial ending because at the moment where he's pinning them, there's nothing, but it leaves the door open for the Street Profits to get another match. I'll take that match for the rest of the year, honestly. They just put on a clinic. That's how you do tag team wrestling.
Put it at SummerSlam.
I'd be fine with it.
Start taking gold from the bloodline at SummerSlam.
That might be the night.
So, then lastly, in a match of 7 competitors becoming 8, and an 8th competitor being introduced as none other than Theory, WWE 2 for 2, the surprise entrant, wins the Money in the Bank ladder match. Theory is now Mr. Money in the Bank. This was, if you had picked everything solid up until now, this was the bracket buster, because this man was not on the card until
you couldn't
5 minutes before the match started.
Yep.
So, Dylan, you seem to have a lot of feelings about this, so I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one.
Oh, good, because you might need to take a step back with this. I got a lot to say about this. First of all, I'm happy Theory won. I will get that out of the way. I know I'm going to dog a lot. I'm happy Theory is almost guaranteed a future world championship. This is the right move for building a star, so good for him. Other than that, you fucking buried him earlier in the night by having him tap out to Bobby in 2 seconds. And you can't say he knew he was going into this ladder match because he went in the back and would have had to beg for the spot, and Vince gave it to him. That would be the creative way of writing that. I'm sorry. There's no way you would bury your future world champ like that. Very strong, but I do feel that way. I didn't like that outcome for this. I'm very, very strong on the fact that Seth Rollins should have won this match. And I'm not saying that as just a fan of him, but it makes the most sense to take a title off of Roman and also have it be believable. Like, if Roman wants a shot back against Theory, on paper, Roman should absolutely destroy Theory because Theory is so young and inexperienced. And you're comparing a David versus Goliath in the form of Roman Reigns is that guy for the company. But I thought the match alone was lackluster. The only spot I thought was really cool was the Omos table spot. I thought that was cool, but I just felt like I'm spoiled. The last couple ladder matches have been decent in terms of like spots and the wrestling in it. I didn't feel like this match alone was that good, but I'll shoot for your ideas, bounce back. So what do you think of the match?
So I want to touch on one thing you said, actually. That you wouldn't bury your future world champion by having him tap out in 2 seconds. Are we forgetting that what preceded the heist of the century was the most epic RKO of all time, and Seth got fucking wrecked?
First of all, he did not get wrecked. Seth Rollins
got wrecked.
had an
He
amazing
got
performance against
wrecked.
Randy Orton.
He got wrecked.
And
He
that was
got
one of the coolest moments of
Randy
all
Orton with
time.
his old ass neck launched him into the fucking atmosphere and RKO'd
One of the
him on
coolest
the way
RKOs of
down.
all time. I totally agree. But what eclipsed that? The heist of the century. You forget mainly about that match. You think of the RKO, you don't think of the match. You think of the heist of the century. Theory tapping out like a little bitch in 2 seconds to big old Bobby Lashley. I don't like that. You're talking about a former world champion. You're trying to put Theory on the same level. That was not the same thing.
I don't disagree with your feelings on the actual end of that match. As we talked about, pass out looks better than tap out. Like have him pass out, that's fine.
Or just get a spear finish, get pinned 1, 2, 3.
Spear finish. Spear is still one of Bobby's finishers, people. So I mean, it's fully plausible. But I am happy Theory won the match because we've been asking WWE for years at this point to build a new viable star. And now we have that with Theory because now he has an 85% chance. Actually, it's a little higher now because Liv has successful cash-in. So now that 85 is just a little higher. But he now has at least an 85% chance of becoming a world champion. This is how you build new stars. You give them the opportunities that you've consistently given to established stars that have held world titles in the past. That's not how you build new stars. You don't build new stars by giving former world champions more opportunities. You build new stars by having non-former world champions get those opportunities. Look at it. Look, I know we're talking about WWE, but look at AEW. They have a lot of. They've only had a few world champions in their history, so almost everyone challenging for a world title has never held it. But they do a really great job of at least making it seem like they have a solid chance of beating them. Even Dante Martin has performed well against a world champion.
Yep.
WWE doesn't do that. The only time someone's booked strong against a world champion is if they are a former world champion. People who have never held the title are never booked strong against them.
Yeah. Yep.
So
it doesn't help. It does not help build up talent.
So you have an opportunity because you have a diamond in the rough here with Theory, who's actually one of my favorite new talents in WWE for the last probably 5 years, honestly.
Yeah.
So Theory has a solid chance of becoming a world champion here. This is how you do it. WWE, do not fuck this up. Give him a successful cash-in at the end of this month at fucking SummerSlam. You have a last man standing match. Whoever comes out on top is going to be beat all to shit. This is the perfect time for Dastardly Heel Theory to take the opportunity and cash in. This is a perfect chance. End of this month, have him cash in, have him win one of those titles.
And then run Raw. Run Raw.
Have Theory run Raw.
Yep.
And if you don't want Theory to have a long title reign, he can drop it, by Royal Rumble or whatever. I don't care. But give him a solid run. Give him a solid run for sure.
Yeah. Who do you have taking the title off of him? Seth?
Because what I want for the WWE title.
I was just about to throw that out there. Do you think with 2 titles being split up like this, do you think there's any chance Cody wins the Rumble and chooses Roman?
No.
You don't see it?
For one main reason. His dad didn't win the WWE Championship. It wouldn't have been the same if he won the Universal.
I know, but I did hear a report that Roman said, I wish we got that match. It was like all said in the books it was happening. So it makes me wonder if it's not Seth with the title, and it very well could be, come then. I still have Cody winning the Rumble regardless, so it doesn't matter who's champ at the time. Cody versus Roman is a WrestleMania match that I don't think anybody would be mad to see.
Cody versus pretty much any of the real options we have at World Champion.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Is a WrestleMania match.
Of course.
Cody upon his return. And I say this as an AEW fan through and through. Yep. So the other AEW fans their heads might explode here. Cody has been tearing it up since his return.
Yep.
This man is so over that people are still talking about his performance at Hell in a Cell, and this is after a pay-per-view last night.
Yeah.
So Cody's probably one of the most over things WWE has going right now. They are 100% going to give him the Triple H treatment when he comes back.
They have to. Yeah,
he's coming back. He's winning the Rumble. He's going to Mania. He's winning the title.
Yep.
Which title that is up for debate. I still think he has to go for the WWE title because when he came back, the first thing he said was, "I came back to win the title my father never did." That's not the Universal title.
That's the WWE well, I mean, title. Technically, Dusty never held the Universal Championship.
Well, it's true, but it's because he was at. Rest in peace to Dusty here, but it's because he was dead before it was even made. Like,
yeah.
So,
hey, maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he was like, Dusty never had a chance, so I'm gonna take the chance.
Yeah, it's the WWE title. You're stretching. It's the one that his father held. He held up the picture.
Yeah, I know. I'm throwing out some fun.
Yeah, I know you are, but no, Cody has to come back. He has to win the title. Honestly, underrated match. I think Cody in theory would also be a good Mania match.
Yeah, they had a pretty decent match at on Raw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they had a really solid match for the U.S. title.
Theory could have a good match with just about anybody on the roster, though. I'm willing to put that out there. Theory is that guy.
Yeah, Theory.
They are building.
Theory's a good hand. That's for sure.
Yep. I know Dan is really huge on Braun Breaker, and this is how I think he would want the Braun Breaker treatment to be when he comes up. I think Theory's better than Breaker.
Oh, by far.
Like, much better. So I'm okay with them giving him the keys to the castle early.
Yeah, I honestly think Theory has the most long-term... I mean, not Theory. I think Braun Breaker has the most long-term potential to be like the next big thing. But I think Theory right now, really, you could build this up. Theory could be the Seth Rollins of right now. Braun Breaker could be the Roman Reigns of right now. You know, you give it 5-10 years, they could be in this position. They could be in those positions.
They could,
because even not having a world title, Seth has been carrying Raw.
I don't want to wish anybody the treatment Seth Rollins gets, but
oh, you don't want anybody to go 0-3 against Cody Rhodes?
I don't get it. How do you not reward Seth ever? I don't give him at least give Seth against Bobby. You know, give him the U.S. title. I mean, he hasn't even held a championship since 2019.
Well, see, that's my thing, though. That actually goes to show how good of a talent Seth is.
Obviously, but
because not holding a title in damn near 3 years, and he's still like the top guy on Raw. Like,
I just want to preface that the fans turned their back on Seth while he was champion last, which I mean that's genuinely happens. He got put in a really bad spot as champ. He won the fans back over with some of the best gimmick work I've ever seen. With 2 gimmicks. The Messiah, which I personally think is my favorite run of Seth. I love the Messiah gimmick. And the Drip God, the Visionary, what we're seeing right now. I mean, give him a little bit of respect, you know? Yeah, I felt like this year he's had a lot of dissing by WWE while still being one of the best in the company. My opinion, the best.
I'm just saying, think about it. Who else can go 0 who else can go 0-3 against a guy that just came back?
You don't have to
and still be as over as he is. Like that says a lot about Seth's talents.
Yeah.
Like he's still over as shit, and he's not. He's literally gone 0-3 since Mania against one guy. Like, so we talked about it Friday. I really wanted Rollins to win as well. I really wanted Heist of the Century Part 2.
Me too. You'll never have this opportunity again.
But I will say this is a good move.
It's the second best option. I will say that. Like when this match started, I'm like, if Seth isn't gonna climb the ladder and win, at least let it be Theory. It was Theory. I'm not mad at Theory winning. I'm just upset that it wasn't Seth. I gotta get past that wall for a little bit. I'm gonna be really excited when Theory cashes in.
Oh, bro, you're forgetting one person. Theory's the third best option. Woo. We could have had Sami Zayn win and hold
the honorary loose. What if,
coulda had it.
imagine Sammy wins and then Brock were to beat Roman. Sammy cashes in for the title and just gives
kicks
it
his
back to
fucking head off.
Roman.
And he does the fucking Andre Giant thing, just. And then Pierce comes out. That's not how this works.
Now you gotta face Roman. Finger poke of doom, that's all fun and games. I thought Sammy is the best thing going on SmackDown. Honorary Oos.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't, just side note about this match, if you didn't watch, you missed a great moment where 6 men collectively yeeted Omos through a table.
Like I said, that spot was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a spot like that. They all just collectively.
I do mean they yeeted him. It wasn't like they dropped him through the table. No, they were just like, fuck off. And like he went flying.
And then when he hit the table, because obviously it was a throwing motion, he kept sliding. And like I think he hit the barricade too.
Yeah.
That was a spot.
I'm saying I need someone to like get like a slow motion like video capture of this and like put I Believe I Can Fly playing in the background because that's what was going through my head. Just I believe I can fly. Like Omos was like, oh, it was fucking great. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, I love this.
There. If Omos had MVP out there, you would have won.
God, no, please don't. As I said before, if Omos would have won that ladder match, I would have canceled my Peacock subscription.
I think there was worse options. I think Drew would have been a worse option than Omos.
I don't know about that. I think Omos was the worst option. I think I would have rather saw Madcap Moss win that shit.
No, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I think I would have rather had Sheamus win. I think I would have had Sami Zayn win. I think I would have rather Adam Pearce came out, inserted himself in the match, and won over Omos.
Okay, you're pushing it. You are pushing it.
I think I would have rather Earl Hebner come over and win the match over Omos. I think Michael Cole should have won it over Omos. I think that fan sitting in the third row with that funky sign should have won over Omos.
Can we touch on after the match what happened? Real quick.
Go for it.
Baron Corbin absolutely laying the smack down on Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee selling it like a champ. He had the neck brace on at UFC. Shout out to the GOAT, Pat McAfee. I can't wait. That's match of the night at SummerSlam. Hammer it down. What a great talent WWE has in Pat McAfee.
Yeah, the millions and millions appreciate Pat McAfee. All right,
sure do.
Pat had easily like one of the best moments in Mania in Mania this year. Like this man got to beat Theory, lose to Vince, see Steve Austin come out and stun Vince,
stun him,
get stunned by Vince, get stunned by Austin, like
sell it like a champ.
Unlike Vince.
Unlike Vince. Yeah, 76-year-old can't handle it.
I think he had a meeting with that paralegal before he went out there for that spot. I think that's why his legs were weak. But no, all in all, I mean, was Money in the Bank a great pay-per-view? I can't say that. There were good moments, though. There were good moments. Omos getting yeeted through a table. Liv finally wearing gold. Theory having a shot at a world championship now. I'm here for all that. Now that Belair Carmella match, you can keep that.
Yep.
Ronda Rousey anywhere near a women's title, you can keep that. Honestly, they're probably going to have her turn heel on Liv, and that's probably going to.
You think that's what's going to happen? Yeah. Well, if that's the case, this might not be a long title reign.
Yeah, so you better keep that title on Liv, WWE.
Yeah, I want a long.
Give her the reign she deserves.
Yep, I was all for her winning it back at day one in the Rumble, and obviously I knew they had the Becky plans, but
and then give me another match between the Usos and Street Profits.
Yeah,
give me another match.
SummerSlam, book it.
Fuck it. You know what? SummerSlam ladder match. Usos, Street Profits.
Woo! Ladder match.
Now that would easily be match of the night. Ooh, fuck it. TLC. Let's just go TLC.
TLC, a full TLC? They didn't even do TLC last year. I say book it.
I'm here for it. And that could easily be match of the night over Roman and Brock. Pretty much any match of that night is probably going to be over Roman and Brock.
I was going to say, I don't think that's going to be hard to do.
It's probably going to be. I'm going to go ahead and make my predictions now. It's going to be 15 F5s.
Yep.
3 Kimura locks. 14 spears. 76 Superman punches.
All in a row too.
All in a row. Like they're not even doing a wrist and collar like lockup. They're just match starts F5. Roman gets up. Spear. Brock gets up. F5. Roman gets up. Superman punch. Spear. Like it's just going to be finished. Does anyone remember when you could do unlimited finishers in the WWE
of course. Game?
That's basically what this match is going to be because it's what this match always is.
Yep.
You might get a couple Germans from Brock. You might get a couple Germans.
You certainly will.
You'll probably get some punches from Roman, but for
the
most part,
actions.
You for the most part, it's going to be finishers. It's not even fucking close.
You'll see somebody go through the barricade.
Yeah, Brock will probably get speared through the barricade. Roman will probably get F5 through the announce table.
Yep.
This is just common.
And you will see the Usos and maybe Sami Zayn at some point during the match.
And hopefully you'll see Theory after the match.
Yes.
So, that's been our review of Money in the Bank. Drop a comment if you have your own individual thoughts on Money in the Bank. Let us know how you felt about it. Let us know what your favorite part of the night was, what your least favorite part of the night was. Whatever have you. Until next Saturday, this has been Beyond the Pyro, joined by the one and only Dylan Bracha, and your king, King Spoke. Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, as we end this every time, always remember to enjoy some wrestling and keep it